Hi all, this is Professor Shalini Singh from Jaipuria Institute of Management, Lucknow. Today I'll be talking about online retails and specifically the business models in online retail. So first to start with, let us discuss what we mean by online retail. Very often you must be hearing e-commerce and online retail. So are these two different things? Are these two somehow related? Let's first talk about this. E-commerce is a very broad term which involves the online delivery of a lot of products as well as services. So for example, Make My Trip, Goibibo, whether it's Zomato, all of these are into e-commerce, but these are not online retail. Online retail is when we talk of sales of products online. So it refers only to the sales of products. When it comes to the sales of services, that is e-commerce, but that is not online retail. E-commerce encompasses government services, a lot of services which are delivered by private organizations, but online retail refers only to the sales of merchandise that is taking place via online channels. So Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Nykaa, these are all part of online retail as these are selling products through online channels. So that is about online retail versus e-commerce. Hope that's clear to you. Now the next thing that we'll be talking about is the business model. Before we move on to discuss the various business models in online retail, first we need to understand what actually are the components of a business model. So as you can see, the first component is the value proposition. Value proposition means what actually the firm has to offer. Is it offering a very vast variety of merchandise? Is that the value proposition? A great assortment or a very deep assortment? Or is it offering excellent customer service? Is that a value proposition? So there can be different value propositions that firms can hold. Second is the revenue model. Revenue model refers to how a firm generates revenue. There can be various revenue models. For example, some of the firms might be generating sales revenue. The others might be working on a commission base. And then there might be revenue which is coming from advertising on the portal. There is revenue that is coming from affiliates. So there can be a number of revenue models as well through which the firm operates. Third is the market opportunity. Now, what opportunity is actually the firm trying to tap? Is there an opportunity in herbal cosmetics? Because there might be a lot of firms, a lot of online retail firms which are selling cosmetics, but maybe there is lack of firms which are selling herbal cosmetics. So that is the market opportunity that I would like to tap. For example, when Zomato came into being, so what was the opportunity that it tried to tap? Yes, there were so many restaurants which were there independently. But if I had to order food, I had to probably search for a name, a number of a restaurant, and then go through the menu of the restaurant. I had no reviews, no ratings of the restaurant. There was a gap, a market opportunity that Zomato sensed. And then it brought together all restaurants on one platform. It became an aggregator and it developed a new business model, which is known as the aggregator model, which is now being followed across so many platforms, whether it's Ola, Uber, Zomato, and so on. So it's how a firm senses market opportunity and tries to create a business around it. So market opportunity is one of the very important components of a business model. But at the same time, there is an opportunity, but there are so many players which are trying to tap the opportunity. So the competitive environment also becomes very important. When Zomato came in, probably it was the first one to start, but then there were many others. There were Uber Eats and many small players also which came up. And gradually they started to threaten Zomato, and Zomato had to evolve. It had to devise strategies to stay ahead, to be the market leader. So the competitive environment is also very important. And once you have a lot of competitors, then comes the necessity for having a competitive advantage. Because if you want to succeed in the market, you need to have something which is different from the others, something which is better from the others. So maybe you have a merchandise range which is better than the others. You have a service which is better than the others. You have a return policy which is very, very easy to revoke, and therefore that makes it that makes people prefer you over the competitors. So the competitive advantage in these days is must. Then comes your market strategy. Market strategy essentially refers to your go-to market strategy. How are you reaching people? How are you promoting yourselves? How are your pricing strategies formed? So all that refers to the market strategy. And then last but not the least come your organizational structure and your management team. The taller the organizational structure, the harder it is to make decisions, the larger the time taken to make decisions. So the management team and the organization structure facilitate the decision making and the implementation of strategies. So these are altogether the components of a business model. So once you are now clear about the components of a business model,